These and all other managerial accounting problems can be found in Sarai's studies. The link is in the description box below. So we start with I for idle time, O for overtime, R for regular time. We care about the hours, the rate, and the total. Let's read the problem. Max Turner is employed at a toy workshop. He usually works a regular schedule of 40-hour weeks spread across Mondays to Fridays, earning $15 per hour. So the rate that he gets paid for the regular hours is 15. We know that this number is always the same as this number, so already we have two things going on for us. Let's move on. If he goes beyond his regular working hours, then he gets paid $22.50, time and a half. So beyond his regular working hours, that's just a fancy way of saying overtime, and he gets paid $22.50. This is not $22.50. What they're asking is the overtime rate, like how much is he getting paid in excess of his regular time. Time here is the rate that you're getting paid for your regular time, which is 15, and half of 15 is 7.50. This is what we care about. This is the rate that we're really being paid for overtime. 15 plus 7.50 is 22.50, meaning that's the total you're getting paid when you work overtime, but we really care how much of it are you getting paid because of the additional hour. So what's happening is that for every hour that you work overtime, that you work extra, you're going to get paid your regular rate of $15, but because you're working overtime, they're going to give you a bonus. They're going to give you also $7.50 in excess of your regular time, because you're working overtime. In the first week of the year, he performed 35 hours of active work, so he actively worked 35 hours. So remember, strict time, active work, regular time, all the same thing. So 35 of active work is your regular time. However, he received a payment for 42 hours because the toy workshop was closed on the first day of the year. So that's what you call idle time. So 42 hours he received payment. So he got paid for 42 hours, but he only worked 35 of those hours actively. So 42 minus 35, that's 7 hours of idle time. You still worked technically, legally you worked 7 hours, but you were idle, you weren't actively working, but you're still getting paid for those hours. So over the next 3 days, he worked 2 hours in addition to his regular shift each day. So in addition to regular hours, he's working 2 hours extra for 3 days. That's what we call overtime. 2 hours times 3 days, that's 6 hours of overtime. Great, now we have everything. Let's go ahead and multiply these numbers. So 7 times 15, that is 105. Then we have 6 times 7.50, that is 45. And we have 35 times 15, that is 525. Now, what are they asking us? They're asking how much of what he got paid was direct labor and how much was indirect labor, respectively. They're not asking us what the check was, like how much he got paid in total, but I'm going to calculate that for you anyway. So 105 plus 45 plus 525 is 675. So we're really asking how much of that 675 was direct labor, how much of it was indirect labor. So direct labor is always this bottom one, it's just 525. Indirect labor is these two here. So that's 105 plus 45, that's 150 is your indirect labor. And then 525 is your direct labor. So it respectively means in order. So they ask for direct labor first. So direct labor is 525, and then indirect labor is 150. And so C is your answer.